Hello, hi Sam.
Mhm.
Hi Greg. Um, Hoping for some guidance and coaching on. There's this mother who
Mhm.
approached me, and she has a 13-year-old. Um, and recently, as recent as 40 days ago, while the daughter was playing volleyball in school, and also a few days ago. Um, After the first one, I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time reading this. Jet lag is really coming through. Um, so there were two incidences when the child basically had a seizure, and they brought her to Children's Hospital.
Mhm.
Didn't find anything in the MRI. But because it's happened twice already, they classified her as having epilepsy. And the docs told her that she could grow out of it if she doesn't get any more seizures in the next 2 years. But in the meantime, they want her to take these pills, one
Mhm.
more, one in the morning and two at night.
Mhm.
It's almost like, from the sound of it, from what the mother is saying, it's almost like a band-aid because they can't figure it out. Oh, and so they also the MRI and everything was good. And then when they had the EEG done, they only found some sensitivity to light, which is called abnormal
Mhm.
photoparoxysmal
Right.
small response.
Does she have dyslexia?
That I don't know.
And how much did they test the brain? Did they differentiate between true seizure and a pseudo seizure?
Let's see. First one they did an MRI.
They probably didn't.
It doesn't sound like it.
No.
Um.
They would have to hook the brain up and
Oh, yeah.
um
You seeing anything
well,
on
the
her antibody?
Mingmen's super overactivated. There's usually a lot of agitation in the body with seizures. And then the area between the two hemispheres is
Yeah.
very congested and those nerves are super overstimulated. And so, you just go through and start cleaning things up and helping to resolve things. The reason that I'm asking about, you know,
Dyslexia.
sometimes, yeah, dyslexia usually is associated with like hypersensitivity to light. The brain can get very overstimulated with that. And so, you are dealing with agitation and overstimulation.
Hmm.
The thing is like she's only had two seizures though, right? That we know
Yeah.
that we know
Yeah.
of.
And it's always involving volleyball. When I looked at her solar plexus, it was
Yeah.
overactivated.
She could use a good cleanup.
Yeah.
So the thing is that sometimes like there are these things called pseudo seizures and they're not necessarily a true seizure. And you know how like they talk about like CBD is good for treating seizures. It's
Hmm.
not. It's actually good for treating pseudo seizures. They're not true seizures.
Oh,
And so, it's better to kind of know like what kind of thing we're dealing with. But,
yeah.
CBD is a good option that it's only been happening when she's playing volleyball. Makes me lean a little bit more to a pseudo seizure. Doesn't mean that
What
that's the
can you
case.
tell me more about pseudo
It's
seizure?
just
Is that
a
stress
pseudo
induced?
seizure looks like a seizure, but the brain activity when the seizures happen, it doesn't have the seizure activity in the brain, but like it looks like it in all the other ways. And so, it's usually like a lot of emotional tension, a lot of emotional stress, a lot of
Yeah.
agitation, and that she's having it in when she's playing volleyball.
Competitive sports. I've seen that also.
Especially if she's, worried about, performance and getting a
Mm,
scholarship, or if she's a perfectionist, any version of that. And it, there could be a lot of self-imposed pressure there that could contribute. And so, like you said, like the solar plexus looks pretty impacted. And so, anytime you have a seizure, you really want to look at the Ming Men quite heavily. And the Ming Men is also about balancing out the two sides of the brain, and it's also about having like a regulating effect on the fluctuations of the emotions. And so it's overactivated for her. It's congested and
mm,
overactivated. And so, the arms and legs, the organs of blood purification, cleaning up the energy centers, the chakras, cleaning up the spine. Usually with true seizures and pseudo seizures, there's a lot of congestion in the spine.
mm,
Mm, I would say the other thing, I'd be curious if she's dyslexic. I'd be curious if she has issues down in her digestive tract, like down by her navel, you know, like a little bit of irritation or like spasms, a little bit of pain, periods of time where she might have inflammation. I'd also be super curious about, she looks like she grinds her jaws pretty bad.
mm,
She might not be aware of it. It might just be happening at night. But like if you look at the size of the minor chakras on the jaws, is super overactivated. And so anytime that you have a lot of clenching, you're going to overactivate the solar plexus, the Ming Men, the
mm,
forehead. You're going to overactivate the left side of the brain. You're going to cause congestion in the area between the two hemispheres. And so hard to say if that's not a byproduct of things going on, or I wouldn't call it a root cause, but I'd call it a contributing cause. Like if that doesn't get resolved, um, yeah. And so, I mean, there's several things that I would look at. Definitely Ming Men, like you said, the solar plexus, look at the jaws. The organs of blood purification are always going to be about um, lower emotions.
mm.
So cleaning that up is always good. The arms and legs, they're extensions of the basic chakra. So if there's going to be agitation in the body, you're going to find it probably there more than other places. And so, looking at cleaning that up, um, and then calming down the brain
The
itself.
brain,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Sometimes you can use hyssop decumbens for that. You might try,
What protocol, Greg?
I'd probably just have them inhale. I wouldn't even have them do cinders.
Okay.
I would just, have them inhale it. Um, the, yeah, dark blue tansy or blue healer, that could be very good. Um,
To as a tonic.
yeah, sure. Yeah. Or just inhaling it, you know.
Okay.
Like you could just pick her up a little tiny bottle and have her smell it.
Yeah. Okay. The cord between the mom and the daughter, is the pressure coming from the mom?
No, it looks more self-imposed.
Oh, self-imposed. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the mom said that she's very bright and
Yeah.
happy, bright
That,
kid.
that's the thing. Like whenever you see an intelligent kid, you always want to look at, are they a perfectionist? Do they have like unrealistic expectations? And if
Hmm.
so, their stress levels are usually off the charts, like off the charts.
So the seizures would be a
It would
product
probably,
of that.
yeah, like I would say that it's been only two and they've been around performance. I would guess that there's some inner pressure on her
Mm-hmm.
about performing, or it could be that she wants to do well, but it also could be about being judged. Like, that she's not good enough, she's not going to make it, you know,
Mm-hmm.
she's not the best, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So
Yeah. Yeah.
blue oils and hyssop for her.
Mm. Hyssop, especially hyssop decumbens. But if
The
you don't
cup.
have hyssop decumbens, then just regular hyssop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much,
You're
Greg.
so welcome. Keep me posted on that one.
I will. Yeah.
And I mean, if she's open to it, throw a little CBD at her.
I,
It doesn't have to be a very big dosage, but
my dogs have really benefited from CBD
yeah,
chews.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Barney's skin is so good, like 80%
yeah,
better. It took us what, only 10
yeah,
years, right? And Riley's not I don't know, hyper depressive anymore.
yeah. Because
Yeah.
if you think like it's anti-inflammatory, it does calm the body down, it reduces some agitation, but part of that plant is it scatters energy, like it disperses it. So, like if you look at what's happening in a situation like this, is that in different areas in the body, it gets really like built up. And so the CBD will actually help to scatter the energy. So, you know, it's not necessarily going to cure everything, but it keeps those things from building up. So it reduces the inflammation, it decreases the agitation and helps with that. And at some point you'll reach like a ceiling of what it can do and what it can't do. But when the body is just really super agitated, it is a way to calm things down. You know,
Mm, yeah.
I don't always
Uh,
just go right to that, but like with farm animals, if I couldn't figure something out and trying everything, I'd throw CBD at it. My favorite one was an alpaca had gotten those long like sticker things. What do they call those? The ones that have the little points that go like that, like bobtail or I can't remember what they call those. But they get in and you try to pull them out and they just start sticking in the ear. And this one animal just got one way down in its ear, and I tried everything to
oh,
get it out. I was like, "Ugh," and you could tell the animal's miserable. I just took a dropper full of CBD and shot it down the ear. That animal was fine after that. There's nothing. Even the vet was like, "Oh, I don't know. We're gonna have to, you know,
surgery.
do something." Yeah, and I was like, "Ugh." And so I just
Yeah.
threw some CBD down there, and it worked. So you know, the CBD is really good when areas are very agitated. It
Yeah.
does reduce inflammation. It does do a bunch of things, but like when the body is real agitated in an area, and seizures are that's what that is. It won't work if it's a real seizure, but if it's a pseudo seizure, it'll work.
Doodles. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
What do you mean by real seizure though? Like the mouth's foaming type of thing?
No, it has to do with brain activity.
Oh, gotcha.
They both look the same. They both look the same, but a real seizure, there's a certain kind of brain activity where a pseudo seizure Did you say you pulled something up?
Yeah, I put a little link in from
Oh,
Wikipedia
thank you,
about what a
Sam.
pseudo seizure is, and it just talks
Hmm.
about the
Hmm.
difference.
Yeah.
How about kava kava, Greg?
It could be okay. Yeah,
Or
I
it's
don't think
still
it's gonna
CBD?
nothing's gonna be amazing, like just right
Okay.
off the bat. Part of it is if it's pseudo seizures, mm, they're gonna need to not be so fixated on, it's really gonna be probably more psychotherapy than anything. But I'd
Okay.
still start with these things that we talked about.
Mm-hmm.
And then after that, like the reason why they grow out of them is because, life goes on and they're not in that young age trying to be a perfectionist.
Mm.
So either they grow out of it or the symptoms manifest usually as digestive issues in the lower abdomen as they get older.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
I'm starting.
What's that?
I was looking for Sam's notes.
Oh, I'll post
Um,
it again. I think it's really, I can just post it in the chat again. It's a link from,
oh, psychogenic epileptics.
yeah,
Here we go.
exactly, yeah.
Thank you,
Mhm.
Sam.
Mhm.
All right. Thank you, Greg.
You're so welcome.
Appreciate